When I was in ninth grade, I came home from school and noticed that my mother had left the laundry basket on my bed. It was her signal for me to put the clothes away in my drawers and bring down any dirty clothes I had. I started to put everything away, but when I came across one of my older sister Gil's panties, I couldn't resist holding them in my hand and feeling their silky texture. As a typical ninth grader, my mind raced with naughty thoughts, and I found myself wanting to try them on to see how they felt. I locked my door, closed all the shades, and put them on. The feeling was so different from what I usually wore, and I couldn't resist wearing them for the rest of the day. One night, when we were all going out to dinner to celebrate my father's birthday, I wore the panties under my clothes without anyone knowing. I was excited all night, and the thought of wearing panties just like the waitress serving us made it all the more thrilling. Days passed, and I found myself wearing Gil's undergarments more and more often. It was so exciting that I started to push the envelope and try something more daring. I snuck into Gil's room when no one was home, dug through her underwear drawer, and found one of her bras. I stuffed it with some of my socks and put it on, wearing it under a white t-shirt. It was so exciting, and I almost came in my pants, but I felt ashamed and embarrassed at the same time. I knew I was hooked and would do it again, so I kept wearing Gil's undergarments every day. I even wore her panties to bed one night, but they were starting to smell, so I reluctantly put them in the wash. I waited a few days and then dug through Gil's drawers when I had a chance to find them or a similar pair. I've also found an old pair of my mom's shoes that I could barely get on, but they were too small. As time went by, I kept dressing up, sometimes just with the panties and sometimes in a full outfit. I even stole a pair of pantyhose from the laundry room and started wearing those too. The cotton crotch turned me on for some reason. I wanted more though, so I started wearing one of Gil's blouses and an old red plaid skirt of hers that she didn't wear anymore. I loved the feeling of the soft material swishing against my pantyhose and sending shivers up and down my spine. It turned me on so much. One day, even in full dress, it didn't seem like enough. I wanted more. Nobody was home, so for the first time, I left my room dressed as a girl. I was so afraid that someone would look in the windows and see me, but I got into Gil's room safely and took a couple of her dresses. It felt wonderful when I was fully dressed, and I read a book on my bed like a girl would. I slid forward a bit and felt some warmth between my legs. I moved back and forth a couple of times, and then I climaxed. It was stupid of me, but thinking of myself as a girl made me really turned on and made me climax so easily. I was excited but felt guilty and ashamed. After rummaging through my sister's closet, I found many blouses, skirts, and dresses. I even found a wig and tried it on. It was a little too big for my head, but it looked pretty good. I twirled in front of the mirror, feeling more feminine than ever before. But just as I was about to take off the wig and change back into my regular clothes, I heard the front door open. My heart leaped into my throat. Someone was home. I quickly gathered up the clothes and wig and hid them under the bed. I took off the dress and slipped into my jeans just as my mom came up the stairs. "Hey, Jack," she said, smiling at me. "How was your day?" "Fine," I said, trying to sound casual. "Where's Gil?" she asked. "I don't know," I said, shrugging. "Maybe she's out with her friends." My mom nodded and went into her bedroom. I breathed a sigh of relief and quickly put everything back where I found it. After that close call, I decided to be more careful. I still dressed up in secret, but only when I was sure no one else was home. I even started buying my own panties and bras online, so I wouldn't have to keep stealing my sister's. But as much as I enjoyed dressing up, I couldn't help feeling guilty about it. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't stop myself, and as time went on, I started to crave it more and more. It was like a drug, and I was addicted. Eventually, I started experimenting with makeup. I bought some cheap eyeshadow and lipstick and practiced applying it in secret. I even started plucking my eyebrows to make them thinner and more feminine. It was a dangerous game, and I knew it. But I couldn't help myself. I was in too deep. And as much as I tried to resist, I knew that I would keep dressing up in secret for as long as I could get away with it.